Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are doing good. I'm Mambo. If this is your first time tuning in, hi, I'm Mambo. I am founder of the Charm School Mentorship Program. I'm the cover mother of Vision of Dawn Tour, and I'm your weekly reader. I am here to do the weekly energy reading. This is a gift that I give to the collective every week, just so that we have an understanding of the energies we're going to be encountering, the lessons that we need to learn, and how to prepare for them. You guys probably noticed that I'm a little bit more low energy than normal, but I really wanted to make sure that I got on here today and gave you all the message, because realistically, with the week I have ahead of me, I probably wasn't going to be able to come back and do it tomorrow. So we will get through this. It'll probably be a shorter night than usual, but we will get through this all together. Okay, ground rules. That's what I was about to do next. Okay. So for those of you who are new here, especially if you came here from one of the groups, please know that I definitely will get to your question if you want me to answer a question for you. My request of you is that you let me get through the live first, and then once I've gotten through the live, I pause, and then I'll take questions from the audience, okay? My Cash App and my PayPal are scrolling below. Love offerings are not a necessity, but they are appreciated. And yes, I'm just gonna jump straight in. I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted, but we'll get through this tonight. I'm gonna start doing this first one with this deck that I complained about. Because again, I still want to give it a chance. I want to get attached to it. So, but if it feels weird, then I'll switch to something else later. And I've been asking y'all for a while, if y'all have any deck recommendations, put them in the comments, because I am looking to get a new deck. Ancestors, angels, and ancestors with me. My elevated ancestors. What do we need to know as a collective about the next 7 days ahead of us? Who do we need to be, and what do we need to see about ourselves and our situation in order to navigate the energy of the week of October 14th through 20th? Who do we need to be, and what do we need to see about ourselves, our environment, and the people we share space with in order to make the best lessons, or to make the best choices? Thank you. Best choices over these next 7 days. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. This is going to be another, never mind, let's get into it. If you found yourself sleeping a lot, it's okay. If you found yourself really, really nursing yourself in particular ways these last few weeks, it's okay. That's a necessity. Being a boss, being an organized person, being somebody who's really about their business, somebody who's grounded and having control over their life, it doesn't mean that you move and you go and you have all the answers all the time. It means that you are aware of earth cycles. It means that you are aware of when it's a time for you to act and when it's a time for you to sit still, right? When it's a time to rest, when it's a time to work. A lot of you all need to be resting right now because, and here's the thing, this is why everybody is so exhausted. This collective exhaustion is so heavy. It's not like y'all have just been busy for a couple months. Some of you guys have not stopped moving for literal years. Okay? And that's not sustainable. It's not sustainable on your body, point blank, period. But also, and some of you guys who work with me, who have worked with me for years, whether it's been in a mentorship capacity, in a coaching capacity, or even just in a basic client getting readings from me capacity, right? You have probably heard me say that sometimes we can get so busy with doing that we don't sit down and just be. And that refusal to sit and be can fuck up the work you put into a situation. Whether that's through your goodwill and faith, whether that's through your reputation and word, whether through that's your spiritual work. Majority of y'all, I talk to you guys about it in the context of spiritual work, right? If you do the prosperity working, shut the fuck up and get out of the way and let the prosperity come. No, you don't need to do an additional 7, 8 things because those 7, 8 things could actually stall the blessing, right? And I'll get into the individual cards in a minute, but some of you guys are finally having the intellectual breakthrough that allows for you to make these material, earth-based decisions, grounded decisions that you need to make about trusting yourself and about protecting yourself. Some of you guys think that yelling the most and shouting the most makes you big and strong. Some of you guys think that if you're doing 80,000 things, it makes you successful. If you do 80,000 things poorly, it leads to you having a bad reputation, right? If you are always talking, you can't hear. And when you can't hear, you can't get new wisdom, right? So, yeah, you're tired, but this is wisdom that you are getting in terms of learning how to be a king, a leader over your life, a leader who is rooted, who is grounded, who is saving, who has a lot of good favor in terms of their name, and who also has a lot of money in the bank. Like, let's be real, that's what King of Pentacles is, right? People want to do business with King of Pentacles because they do good business, but they have the self-awareness and the skills of observation to understand how to read a room and what that means and what that looks like. And whether that's about other people or it's about themselves, right? King of Pentacles trusts that if they need to take a few days to sleep, that that's not going to lead to them being destitute. And they believe that because, again, grounded observation, right? They've lived a life experience that has taught them that exhaustion does not bring them bounty. Exhaustion brings them deficit. So if they are exhausted, they rest and they give their body what they need and they take the space that they need, right? King of Pentacles has long sight. That's why it's the card of early retirement. Only people who plan for early retirement in their youth retire early. Only people who are willing to make short-term sacrifices for long-term gain are able to retire early, to have peace, to have blessings, right? And they're also the people who really can, you can't really tell a King of Pentacles who they are because of their experience as a Knight of Pentacles. And I'm gonna get to what I mean by that. Knight of Pentacles is deliberate energy. It's observation. It's taking inventory. It's crossing their T's and dotting their I's. It's the person who knows themselves and knows their environment. And they plan accordingly, right? You cannot become a King of Pentacles, a successful, grounded person who's proud of their possessions, who's proud of their reputation, good word, and favor. You can't become that without being this. So this is a period of time where we shouldn't even be minding everybody else's business like that, right? Knight of Pentacles don't really mind everybody's business like that because they're concerned with themselves. They're concerned with the awareness of themselves. They're concerned with the foundation that they're building for themselves. Now, some of you guys, in order to do this, it's going to take a big risk for you because you have dedicated yourself to busybody spaces, busybody work environments, busybody friendship groups, environments where people think that you are obligated to tell them every time you take a breath, right? So you have to take a big risk and you have to take a leap of faith and you have to cut yourself off from some things in order for you to have the peace that you need to become the King of Pentacles, okay? And yeah, it sucks because sometimes in taking a big risk, yeah, big risks have high rewards, but they also have high failures, right? So you may make a lot of progress, but you may piss some people off because you are learning who thinks that they're entitled to your time when nobody is entitled to your time. You should not be sacrificing yourself for other people's comfort, especially if it's only going to prolong this exhaustion that you're dealing with. And for a lot of you guys, this is a really new lesson. For a lot of you guys, people have been telling you this for forever and you've not been listening. And now you have that crown chakra breakthrough. Now you have that wisdom that comes through that helps you understand, okay, I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was being a good person by taking care of community. I thought I was doing the right thing by looking out for other people. But now, due to these new insights and this new perspective, this new reality that you have, right, that allows you for a new beginning, you understand that all that shit, the exhaustion is only keeping you from getting to your success. The overwork is only keeping you to getting from your success. The self-sacrificial dynamics are only keeping you from getting to your success. Okay? And in doing this, not only do you guarantee your success, but you guarantee your protection, Emperor. Do you have to explain to an emperor that they deserve to sleep? Do you think that the emperor gives a fuck if people are mad at them because they choose themselves? Or do you think that the emperor has a big enough understanding of their purpose and their path and the empire that they are responsible to build, that they understand that their peace, their protection, their health is paramount? Is emperor really going to set themselves on fire to keep other people warm? Or are they going to realize, okay, no, this is crazy. I need to get away from this shit. And if motherfuckers don't let me get away from this shit, then it's going to be a fight and there's war. Remember, emperor is ruled by Aries, god of war. They move responsibly because they understand their influence and they understand that they also are responsible for protecting other people. But they're also not about to sit there and have unnecessary fights. They go to war when necessary. And that's another part of the reason why a lot of you guys are distracted. You guys are doing this fucked up thing where you're having these mini battles that, again, are exhausting you and wearing you out and draining your energy. So you're not even going to have it for the war. Clock out of that shit. Emperor, discipline. Discipline. Are you really being disciplined by letting everybody distract you from you? Distract you from you to the point where you literally can't get good sleep. Distract you from you to the point where you don't even have the capacity to think about your own shit. That's not emperor energy. And here's the thing. Some of you guys that are watching this, yes, this is something that you're going through individually and personally, but you also have a responsibility to learn this because of the amount of people that watch you. The amount of influence you have, not only over your community, but your family, your bloodline. 10 of Pentacles is generational wealth. So yes, this is an individual lesson for you, but it's also a generational lesson. It's a lesson that by you learning how to do it and by you operationalizing it, you bless those around you with wisdom that leads to an investment that comes into your bloodline. This is wisdom that you pass on to community. That's what legacy is. Legacy isn't owning a bunch of shit. Even if it is material, it's the point behind it is bigger than material, right? Yes, land is valuable monetarily and it's worth a lot, but more so than that, land is legacy, right? Land is legacy. Ten of Pentacles asks us to think about legacy. This week, are you doing the things that are best in terms of your legacy, or are you meeting your base urges? Are you distracting yourself with other people's business? Are you feeling entitled to other people to the point where you don't even realize that that's not what you should be thinking about? You should be taking care of yourself. You should be resting. You should be protecting your peace. You should be protecting your home. When was the last time you did any spiritual cleansings over your home? When was the last time you did protection work over your home? King of Pentacles. I have success because I take good care of myself. I have good reputation because I take good care of people. So if you're not taking good care of yourself and you're not taking good care of people, what's the point? And working yourself, running yourself ragged to the point of burnout and exhaustion, and then windmilling on everybody around you because you're exhausted. That's not treating yourself kindly. That's not treating the people around you kindly. Okay? That is the general reading for the week. Let's go into to love next. Let's see what's coming up for us with love over the next 7 days. Hello, Bertal. Hello, Pradasi. Hello, Divine Eight. Hello, Lady Raja Kwame. Elevated ancestors. What wisdom? What wisdom do we need to know as a collective about love and relationship in our life? What do we need to know as we go into this next week, the week of October 14th through the 20th, about love and relationship in our life? What are the lessons, blessings, insights, and breakthroughs we will receive as it relates to matters of the heart? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. It creeps up on you, and we got one body. We got one body. We got one life. We got one opportunity to do this cycle. And yeah, you may reincarnate, you may come back, but it won't be this. It will not be this. So take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Nothing that is distracting you from taking care of yourself in this season, whether it's other people's needs and opinions, whether it's the expectations of your boss or your collective, whatever it is, let that shit go and let the chips fall where they may. And if people get hurt because you chose you, they got to figure out why they're mad that you chose you. They don't have to, no, fuck all that. When it's a day or two, or even a couple of weeks of you not feeling well, that's one thing. But some of y'all have been feeling like shit for a while now. And you got to get serious about it. And yeah, make different choices. It's that simple. Oh, Lord. A lot of conflict this week. Some of you guys are in relationships where, and this is romantic and friendship, right? Some of you guys are in relationships where you guys want two different things. In order for you all to move forward, some of you guys are in relationships or in connections where you want different things. And this is karmic in that it's teaching you about whether or not you are more dedicated to your personal growth than you are the comforts of love, right? The comforts of affection. Love is great. Relationships are great. But if you can't honor the growth that needs to take place in another person, then that's difficult. Because not only does it mean that you end up stunting another person, you stunt yourself by becoming a bully who controls, right? So it's really important. God, remember I just said about boundaries? I'm getting texts about people going through stuff like I ain't going through stuff. I'm trying to work. So again, this is the week of healthy boundaries. And not having healthy boundaries is going to lead to tower moments in our relationships, right? Some of you guys are being pulled and stretched too thin because you are taking responsibility for your partner, for your friend, for your community members, growth and understanding, and it's not yours. It's not yours. And the more you continue to take responsibility for it, because you want to take responsibility for them and distract yourself from you, the more that leads to the possibility of a tower moment, of falling out, something that can lead to resentment. So we have the Three of Wands, taking inventory, looking at how it is you're supposed to move forward. And opportunities and experiences are coming up that make you think about how you want to move forward. Is the way you are operating right now the way you want to be operating 3 years from now? If not, the Three of Wands calls us to really reflect and think about these next steps that we're about to take, because they dictate in love, in our connections with people, right? And this is the thing. Yes, this is the Lover's card, but it's Gemini energy. So this is about whether or not we are mentally on the same page with other people, right? Are we able to work collectively with someone else so that we understand that our actions have mutual consequence over the other person, right? And this is how we get love fucked up. I'm going to go off on my rant. This is how we get love fucked up sometimes. Yes, the partnership means that you come together and you create one unit, but you are not one person. Yes, marriage means you come together and create one unit, but you are not one person. So when your partner starts to develop new understandings, new intellectual ways of doing things, new desires and needs, it is your responsibility to figure out a way to honor that without sacrificing yourself. It's not your responsibility to bully and control them. The bully and control leads to tower moments. Some of you guys claim to love people, but you only love them as the way that they are showing up that is convenient to you. And when people set boundaries with us, it may not feel convenient. Do you want to Hulk smash and create chaos? That's a choice. It's a choice. But it's not one that leads to love, partnership, and shared understanding. It's not one that leads to you understanding that your actions have mutual consequence over someone else. Because if you deeply understand that your actions have mutual consequence over someone else, you're not going to try to brutalize them and create chaos just because they are growing. They are showing up differently. They may not always easily agree with you the way they would have in the past. These are the things that lead to tower moments and people having to walk away from you even if they love you. Some of you guys this week, and it's not just this week, it's going into the end of the month. The way that you treat the people you say you love is going to dictate whether or not they stop fucking with you. There's no kind way to say it. There's no nice way to say it. People are going to get to a point where they have worked through all the tools that they have to make a situation work. And because the other person is not willing to stretch themselves intellectually in order to understand how to honor them within their change, they are just going to have to leave your ass alone. You have control over this, yes, but not in the ways that you think you do. You have control over this in terms of your behavior. Are you going to embrace Lover's Gemini energy and try to understand their perspective and hold space for it and honor it? Or are you going to tantrum and create chaos? Because there's no way to avoid it. Y'all are going to lose some people before the month is over. If you don't stop seeing love as these people are my toys that I can possess. And if you don't start seeing love as these are beings in my world who have their own way of doing things and their own goals, their own intellectual pursuits, how can I share mutual understanding with them so that we can actually be the embodiment of love? If you don't do that, then you're going to lose some fucking people. Because here's the thing, while you're busy being grateful that you have somebody in your life that you think you can control. This person is taking inventory over themselves and their needs. This person is observing and they're looking at a track record and they're thinking about who it is. Again, this is under that 3 of Wands, right? They're thinking about who they want to be in the future. That is Knight of Pentacles energy. It's keeping your porch clean. It's minding your business. It's taking inventory of what's going on with you so that you can look at and see whether or not the results you are getting in terms of your strategy and your battle are giving you the results that you want. And unfortunately, because a lot of you guys have a fucked up definition of love and you refuse to get in line, you're going to end up losing some people because they feel like they are stretched too thin. Some of you guys think that you are easier to love than what you are. And this may be a hard message. And the way that you show up in terms of love makes people feel like they're on a tightrope, like they're on a binary, like they can't say nothing to you, like they're on eggshells, like it's always a you or them situation, that loving you is a win-lose and that they got to lose a lot. And when niggas feel like they are constantly losing in love, guess what they do? They walk away. A lot of you guys are going to lose people that you claim you love this month. And I hate that for us. I really hate that for us. You have a choice in the matter. But that choice comes from you exercise. Again, Gemini energy. It's the twins, right? Those twins are the same people. That's what an actual twin flame is. Again, did a podcast on this, not about to regurgitate everything that's on that podcast. But that's what the actual twin flame is. You are your twin. How are you treating you? How are you controlling you? How are you moving? And in the way that you move, is it setting up a dynamic where people want to be in community with you because they're okay with the mutual consequences? But if people have routinely had mutual consequences with you that are painful, that are tough, that are chaotic, that are catastrophic, they get to walk away. They get to walk away. So this week, and I'm going to honestly say for the rest of the month, because it's bigger than this week, y'all got to think about how y'all show up and how your lack of control over you is pushing people away from you that love you. Because you can villainize them, you can blame them all you want to, but no, it's you, Miss Renee, it's me versus me. When it comes to love, it's always you versus you. We want it to be us versus other people, but it's always you versus you. That's why this gender war online is so fucking stupid, right? Because we can sit around and talk about how men ain't shit and and they're dusty. And I do it too because the shit is funny. The memes are great. But at the end of the day, I don't know niggas like the ones that are in those memes anymore. I was in a period of my life where I was surrounded by people who behave that way, but I'm not anymore. And you know why I'm not anymore? Because I made choices so that I don't have to be around people that are like that. But no, you don't get to choose deficit and fucked up dynamics and then judge people in your life who have those fucked up dynamics because you made those choices to get there. Again, Gemini, the twin. Twin, how are you treating the twin within you? And that is likely to manifest in somebody external who can match that. Some of you guys are losing people because you met people at a point where y'all matched, and now there's no matching happening. So what are you going to do? Are you going to look at yourself and enlighten yourself and be a better person or a different person? Or if you feel like you just fuck them and walk away. Let them walk away. But it's through the beating up and the control and the coercion that the towers happen. Y'all got to do better. We got to do better as a collective. Let's look at money. Let's look at money. Do we need as a collective about the role of finances, money, wealth development in our lives? Over the next 7 days, what can we do to position ourselves so that we are seeing more money flow in than we are releasing? What are the lessons, blessings, wisdom, points of breakthrough that we will experience around our relationship to money, abundance, and prosperity? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Miss Renee said it's me versus me, and guess what card fell out while I was shuffling? Miss Renee said it's me versus me, and guess what card jumped? I'm not going to tell y'all. I want at least 3 guesses. I'm not even going to tell y'all what the jump card is until I get at least 3 guesses. I'm not going to say what it is. Continue to hit those scales because y'all playing with my scales. Hit the scale emoji. But I'm not going to, this jump card is delicious because Miss Renee, you're more psychic than you give yourself credit for. But Miss Renee, I'm basically telling y'all the answer. Miss Renee said it's me versus me. Guess what card jumped out? That's a great answer for Dossie, but no. No, it's not the Lovers. I'm gonna help you cheat. It's the twin of the Lovers card. So when you think about the major arcana, what's the twin? The evil twin, well, honestly, it's not even evil, but people call it the evil twin of the Lovers card. It's not the Lovers. What's the evil twin of the Lovers card? Devil, yes, the devil card fell out. Devil is you versus you. We do a lot of goofy shit and we blame it on the devil when it's really about us and our choices. That's why those people on the artwork, yeah, they're chained, but the devil's not holding those chains. And those chains are unlocked. They are letting the chains control them and they're blaming it on the devil. That is literally the definition of the devil card. People want to make the devil card more complicated than what it is, but there's only 2 meanings. Capricorn, are you gonna be ruthless in your pursuit of business and order in your life? Or are you gonna be the embodiment of the artwork in the devil card and let your attachments, let your deficits, let your vices control you and then turn around and blame it on the devil? The devil is a fucking specter. Devil ain't fucking real. The devil is not real. Like, yeah, there are evil forces in the world, but it's not real. The devil itself is not real. It's other things that are way worse than this Christian white phantom that we've created called the devil in Christianity. They're far, and I know the names of those demons and spirits. I'm not going to say that shit right here. They are much worse than the devil because the devil is not real. The devil is bullshit that we've created to blame for our own choices and to blame for things that we don't want to let go of. I haven't even pulled the spread over and I already know this money reading about to be lit because Spirit is coming out saying it's you versus you when it comes to your finances. A lot of y'all are blaming other people. Y'all blaming y'all job. It's you versus you. A lot of y'all make too much money to have the money problems that y'all do. And y'all have them because it's you versus you. You won't get a hold of your attachments. You won't exercise any fucking discipline. It's you versus you. Impulse spending. Y'all are blaming everybody else for the fact that you ain't got no money. Why you always spending money so fast? Like, why? Like, some of y'all spend without thinking, right? A friend of mine, Jordan, on Facebook posted, and I'm just trying to remember from memory. Y'all know it's been a lot, and my memory's not the best. But basically, he posted something along the lines of, the reason why everybody is insisting on you going back to work in an office is because they need you to re-stimulate the economy. When we work in an office, when we work in a physical location, if we don't have really good financial discipline, we waste a lot of money buying lunch out. Even if you don't buy lunch out, wandering the area around where you work and buying shit that you don't need, distracting yourself by buying shit online because it's a form of self-numbing and self-soothing. Some of you guys are way too impulsive with your spending. Aries energy, acting before thinking, right? You have to think about your money a little bit better. Discipline. Stop being so impulsive with your spending. A lot of you guys spend a lot of money on pleasure, right? And there's nothing with spending a little bit on pleasure. But if you know that there are bigger things in your life that you want to be saving towards, no, you shouldn't be going out and getting drinks all the time. People get mad when I say that broke people shouldn't date, but broke people shouldn't date. Why the fuck are you going on dates? Instead of trying to coerce people into being satisfied with eating ice cream on a park bench with you, don't fucking go on dates. Save your money. You know you can't afford that trip that your girls want to go on. Sit this out. You know that it's probably not a good idea for you to go out and spend $300 on a tasting dinner, or not a tasting, what's it called? Yeah, tasting menu dinner, or omakase, or what the fuck ever, but you want to do it just because your other friends are doing it. No, let them spend their money if they have it. If you don't have it, don't fucking do it. Some of you guys spend way too impulsively trying to hang out and keep up with the Joneses, and it's not to your benefit. Because those people in your circle around you, that they're going out and they're buying their omokases, or they're getting their nails done, or they're, going on weekend last minute trips and shit. They are able to do that because, unlike you, they had a period of time in their life where they had control over their vices. You are not there yet, and that's okay. Find out a way to get there. Again, Gemini energy. What something is disconnected in you that is making you waste your money. Something is disconnected in you that is making you not understand that the things again, mutual consequences, shared consequences. When I spend all my money on bullshit, then I neglect the areas of my life where my money is needed, right? Some of you guys have to change your mindset around how you approach money. Y'all know financial recovery. This is what I do. Like I've been talking about this literally for years on this channel. Some of you guys are not where you want to be financially because there are habits you need to walk away from that don't serve you. There are habits you need to walk away from that don't serve you. I'm going to say it a third time. There are habits that you need to walk away from that do not serve you. Stop it. Stop overspending. Some of this stuff you do, it's not even helping you or bringing you satisfaction anymore. You're just doing it out of habit. So this is about war strategy. This is about being really honest with yourself about the ways in which you are victimizing yourself. This is about making sure that you're not setting yourself up for defeat with your finances. This is coming up because, and they're going to be pissed that I'm saying it. Stop asking for more money. Some of you guys really your ancestors are upset that you keep asking for more money because you are being reckless with what they've already given you. And I know that there are some of you guys that are out there and it's like, you really want to make six figures. You really want to be in that $250,000 club where you're making $250 a year, but you aren't being responsible with the $65,000 a year that you make. You're not being responsible with the $75,000 to $85,000 a year that you make. And if you're honest with yourself, your spirits will have been trying to tell you that because they would love nothing more than to give you more. But you are not working through the deficits that you have in terms of your behavior. You're engaging in shitty war strategy. 5 of Swords, you're setting yourself up for the world to take your swords and your pleasure and your progress away. So again, Devil card. What are the things that you are wasting money on that you know you should not be wasting money on, but you're doing it because of your vices and then you're blaming it on the devil? I deserve to go out and spend money on a dinner that I know that I can't afford because I'm stressed, right? The devil's working. People got me worked up and I'm stressed. I need to go out and buy this bottle of gin, even though I know I probably shouldn't be drinking right now. And that's one thing. Y'all can call 19 Keys a hotel all you want to, but when that nigga said that if you broke, you shouldn't have alcohol in your house, amen, ashe, aye, bobo. Amen. And some of you guys know this. And it's easier for you to be like, well, I don't want to be judged. Okay, well, that's great. No, nobody can judge you. Nobody can critique you. That's fine. Don't sit over there and not be judged and be broke. But stop blaming it on the devil. Stop blaming it on everybody else. It is about your choices. And this is coming up now because they want you to get a handle on it so that you can move into the future, so that you can start taking these next steps, so that they would love nothing more than to watch you move out of this bullshit. And if you are really, really real with yourself, They've been begging you for a while to stop it, and you refuse. So this is a week where when it comes to our finances, we got to start taking responsibility for us. No, it's not other people's fault that your business isn't getting more clients right now. Because even if you had more clients right now, you would be wasteful with that increase. This pause and this I was about to say plasticity. I don't even know if you can do that with that word. But this placid environment, this still water that a lot of you guys are on, be grateful for that still water. Because it's a lot of niggas that don't have still water. It's a lot of people that don't have jobs. It's a lot of people that don't have no money coming in, point blank, period, at all. So if you got it and it's coming in, but you ungrateful and you feel like it's not enough because you want to, okay. Learn how to treat what you got responsibly instead of wasting it every 5 minutes to soothe yourself so that you don't have to deal with a difficult thought or a difficult feeling or a difficult challenge in life. And then maybe once you prove to your spirits that you can handle your blessings that you already have responsibly, they will give you more. I'm going to do health, and then I'm going to wrap up and get out of here. Well, I'm going to wrap up and take y'all questions and then get out of here, okay? What do we as a collective need to know about our mental, physical, and spiritual health and wellness as we go into this next week? What are the points of blindness that we need to stand still and look at, take inventory of? What are the strengths when it comes to our habits and our choices that we need to exercise more of? Any wisdom shared about how we can bring ourselves to balance in terms of health and wellness? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Okay, Ferdasi, I know I complained about this deck a lot in the beginning, but I do think I like it now. I still think it's way too thin. The card stock is complete bullshit. But now that I'm able to connect with it, I actually do enjoy it. The Emperor, this is a week. Discipline, I don't know if you guys have picked up on this now that we're at the fourth and final spread, but it seems like discipline and precision is the prescription for a lot of things in our lives this week, including our health and wellness. Emperor, so are we being disciplined? Are we releasing emotion when we feel it? Are we moving our body? Are we saying no to things that we need to say no to? These are all things that come up when the Emperor is in front of us. Are we exercising healthy boundaries in our life through our choices and our actions? And are those healthy boundaries and actions setting us up to have discipline? That's basically the main lesson, right? A lot of us have tricked and confused ourselves into believing that we don't have more control over our health, but we do, right? So the Magician, this is about us learning little tricks and little things that we can do in our daily life, right? The Magician is the trickster. They are somebody who, knows the thing that they need to do in the moment to get the results they want. They have all the tools at their disposal to figure out their situation, right? So it's not about if you don't have discipline or you don't have order being shamed. It's just that this is the week that you need to give yourselves the tools and the permission to do it, right? And you'll see quick change. That's the thing. That's a really good thing. It's not like the health changes we all need to make are super drastic. They're little things, right? Making sure you drink a certain amount of water in ounces before you leave the door in the morning, right? Because it's easier to stay hydrated if you just have a number, whatever that number is for you, and you drink that before you leave, right? So that you don't leave your house without water in your body. I know some of you guys are hearing this and you're like, duh, but there are other people who hear this, and it's not that common sense to them. If it was common sense is no longer common when it comes to our health because of capitalism. And I'm not going to get off on my capitalism rant, but some of you guys are so busy, putting on and getting dressed and getting out the door to make sure you get to work and clock in on time, that you're not treating your body the best. You're not praying the way you need to before you leave the house. You're not hydrating yourself. You haven't either eaten or thrown food into your bag so that you have nourishing things to put into your body instead of eating fast food all day or easy food all day, right? And a lot of you guys aren't doing it because you think it takes a lot of work. And this is to tell you it actually doesn't. You have all the tools you need at your disposal to treat your body better. And then once you start treating your body better, you will see the change in terms of your energy level very, very quickly, okay? And here's the thing. I'm bringing up work because a lot of you guys really love to use work as an excuse to not treat yourself well. This is why I'm grateful that I do what I do for a living now. I literally have to treat myself well in order to do my work. I have to. When I don't treat myself well, my work suffers. And when people are literally paying you to do spiritual work for them, you have to treat yourself good. I have to get sleep. I have to be hydrated. I have to have fresh produce around me. I have to make sure that my house, I have to do those things. And it's sad that because of the way that we understand capitalism and work, that for some of us, if it's not a have to in our schedule, we don't do it because they are needs that we have. And some of us are so busy that we don't understand that. That's why Two of Pentacles is coming up, that tightrope energy, being stretched thin. You got to change your mentality around this so that it doesn't draw you into sickness. And again, Ten of Pentacles, health is wealth. Health is the best form of wealth that you can have in your life. Yes, the material is great, but when Ten of Pentacles comes up in terms of health, what are you doing to set yourself up for a long life? Grandpa, mama, daddy, and the babies are in this photo for a reason. Grandpa is able to be in this photo because he's taking really good care of himself. And he knew it wasn't just enough to be able to have purchased that home in the background. He knew that he had to be there to see his progeny, his legacy, the people that he is responsible for. He had to be there long enough to be able to give them as much wisdom as he possibly can. Some of you guys are so busy burning the wick at both ends that if you don't be careful, you are not going to have a long life. And I'm not saying that to be dramatic. I'm not saying that to induce fear at you. I'm saying this is somebody who lost their mother at the age of 57 because she didn't know how to stop taking care of everybody else and wouldn't take care of her fucking self. Black women die early because they escape through taking care of everybody over themselves. So you got to stop. You got to have some boundaries. You got to understand that those boundaries are a form of self-love. And other people may call you a bitch for it. You may start saying no to things that people thought you would never say no to, and they may lash out, and suddenly you a bitch. Okay, I'll be that. If it protects me, if it protects my emotional heart in terms of my feelings, and if it protects my literal physical heart in terms of making sure that I don't fall out and die of heart health issues, I'm going to protect the heart chakra and the physical heart. And if I got to be a bitch in the process of it, okay, oh well. Some of you guys got to move different for the sake of your health. There's a lot that you justify in terms of stretching yourself thin in the name of money, in the name of business, in the name of capitalism, in the name of being able to say that you was good at keeping a job. And what the fuck is the point of being good at keeping a job if the job is leading to you having early death? Okay? That is the message. I am now at the end of the reading. I am now going to take questions from the audience. So if anybody who is here has questions for me, go ahead and start typing them out in the comments. Yes, I definitely can't craft tools if I'm not well. If I get sick, I can't do work. And I'm not going to go in detail about the evil that happened earlier this summer, but people People who want people know that and will try to make me sick on purpose. I'll just say that. But yeah, I can't work if I can't literally cannot do. I'm not going to do spiritual work if I'm physically sick because that impacts the quality of the work. And so when it gets to a point where you have people in your life that'll make you sick on purpose because they don't want to see you, you gotta move accordingly, right? But yeah, you shouldn't craft tools if you're not well because that tool will pick up that energy. And then what is the purpose of a tool that's sick, right? A lot of us are making other people around us sick because we're not acknowledging the fact that we're burnt out. We're not sitting still. We're afraid to sit still with ourselves. And we are continuing to do crazy shit and we're making other people in our environment sick with our refusal to take care of ourselves, right? We got to do better. Do you want to be the angry dad who's in a nursing home because you drained everybody around you and you drained them of their capacity to be able to take care of you without, making themselves suffer? Or do you want to be that handsome granddad in that 10 of Pentacles that I showed you that's actually living either with or next to his kids because they feel safe enough to have them in his life? Which one do you want, right? What's the energy coming towards me for the rest of October 2024? I feel like I addressed that in the general Divine 8, but I will go ahead and answer that question for you. I don't mind. While I'm shuffling, I just want to remind you all that the Ancestral Life Path readings are no longer $75. But I did include a little bit of a discount just because I know that some of you guys are still trying to transition and get used to me being only at soleilconjureshop.com and not a Black Spectrum Network anymore. So understand that if you want to book that reading with me, the only way you can book it with me specifically is that if you go to soleilconjureshop.com and book it. The link is in my description. Again, it's not $75 anymore, but I did include a little bit of a discount just to give you guys time to adjust and be used to me being over there, okay? And solely over there. There is one final round of Rich Spirit for 2024. It's happening in December. So if you want to join Rich Spirit, remove your financial blockages, see some breakthrough in your life when it comes to your relationship with money and the flow of money in your life, go ahead and join Rich Spirit below. Sacred Awakening, our womb healing program starts next month. We will be doing a class on Tuesday. I forget the name of the class. For Dasi, if you were still here, if you could put that in the comments, I would greatly appreciate it. But we're going to have a class about how to deal with maternal grief on Tuesday night here on this channel. So just make sure you come back. I know that for the last few months, I've only been doing the weekly energy reading. That's because I've just been trying to get some things settled and worked out with my business. So I've not had capacity to be on here more than once a week. But starting next month, I am going to go back to doing Tarot Tuesdays. I'm also going to go back to doing the happy hour readings where we read on celebrity gossip and pop culture. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe so that way when we go back to streaming more regularly, you guys will be aware. I also, in the coming months, will be doing more programming with my oldest godchildren. So you're going to see some new faces here as well. So just make sure you're subscribed, okay? Ancestors, angels, and master spirits walk with me. What wisdom does Divine 8 need for the rest of October? What wisdom will guide them through the rest of October? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. So again, love offerings are not a necessity, but I was transparent when I got on here about my exhaustion. So if tonight is a night where I'm only going to make like $4 in love offerings, I'm just going to maybe do like maybe 2 or 3 questions and duck out. So just be mindful of that, okay? Nigga, you gotta rest, but you don't take good care of yourself. You were one of the and I see intuitively. I already knew that I'd already answered your question. You one of these fucking hard-headed people that won't fucking go to sleep and take care of yourself. You are stretching yourself far too thin. And here's the thing: you're doing that stretching yourself thin under the guise of discipline, right? Under the guise of I'm just working really, really hard. No, take care of yourself. Go to sleep. Rest. You have gone through a lot and you need time to rest and reflect so that you can be ready for the next challenges that are coming into your life. So you need to be sleeping and you need to also be praying, right? A lot of the things that are keeping you up at night that you're worried about, you wouldn't be worried about them if you would just leave them at the feet of your ancestors. Half the shit that you are allowing to keep you up from getting the rest that you need isn't even stuff that you should be concerned with. And low key, you know that it's stuff that you have negative attachments to. So again, work with the ancestors, develop spiritual discipline so that way you can go ahead and let these negative attachments go and you can stop being distracted by this stuff and you can actually sleep and rest and take good care of yourself the way that you need to. Okay? Stop worrying yourself. Stop letting yourself be wasted by these worries. It's not helpful. Take that to spirit and let it go. That's what's coming up. That's what you need to know about the rest of the month. I've been getting rest last week since I had a week off from Milton. Okay, well, whatever it is you're worried about, so you may be sleeping a lot. Sleeping a lot and resting are two different things. So if in your downtime, again, 9 of Swords, right? Nightmares, fear and worry that steals our joy. So if in your resting and downtime, all you've been doing is engaging in catastrophic thoughts and waiting for the worst to happen, that is not you resting because you have no peace. Rest is something that brings us closer to peace. Okay? We have to understand that. 2 goals I've been overthinking about. Stop it. That creates catastrophe. Leave that at your aunt's. Hierophant, spiritual discipline. Pray over it and let that shit go. Pray over it and walk away from it and exercise some trust. Okay, baby? Let's see. I think I may have scrolled up too far. I need glasses. I've needed glasses for like 2 years, but I'm too vain to just fucking go get them. And I shouldn't be struggling this hard to read this stuff. I recently switched career fields and so far it's going well. I want to know if I'm following the right career path. I got you, Dr. Jesse. Dr. Jesse, are you new? I don't feel like I've seen that name before, but I got you, Dr. Jesse. Ancestors, angels, spirits, elevated ancestors. What wisdom does Dr. Jesse need about the career path that she's on right now? She's recently made a big switch, and she would like to know whether or not she's right in her decision, if she's going down the right path, if she needs to make any additional adjustments, turns, anything, pivots on her path. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You're welcome, Divine Eight, anytime. Anytime. Yeah, you are on the right path. Here's the thing. We think that when we're doing the right thing, that means that it's going to be the easy thing. We think that when we're doing the right thing, that we're going to see our blessings immediately. We think that when we are doing the right thing, that means that we're going to be rewarded with, a life that's devoid of struggle. Life is struggle. It's a beautiful struggle. I'm out here fucking quoting Salif Kweli. It's a beautiful struggle. That's what life is. Life is struggle. So yes, you have chosen the right path. And when difficulty comes up, sit in stillness. Sit in reflective meditation. Because yes, there are going to be challenges with this. And in order for you to figure out to navigate these challenges, you have to be still. You have to be the calm in the storm. You have to be able to look at your environments and take your challenges and figure out how to transmute them into solutions. And you can't do that if you're worked up, right? So you made the right decision. If things feel like they're not moving fast enough or they're not going the way that you want them to, it's a time for stillness so that you can understand what's actually happening, right? But Queen of Pentacles does show that you are doing the thing that brings you joy. Queen of Pentacles, like her husband, the King of Pentacles, has a lot of good favor around her. And you're going to be able to use that to your advantage in what it is you're doing. And also, again, Queen of Pleasure. Queen of Pentacles is literally the queen of pleasure. What you're doing is going to bring you a lot of pleasure in your lifetime. And not just pleasure in terms of the material through money, but pleasure in terms of control over your body, over your time, over the things that really, really matter most to you. If you start to doubt yourself, then you need to pause and listen, because your spirits are going to be able to give you wisdom about how you're moving and how you need to move, right? Take that judgment and that wisdom from the ancestors. They're going to let you know when you need to take a new step and how to move forward and how to proceed. But you have to be open to that wisdom. So long and short of it, I see that you have done the right thing with your career pivot. And it's really important that you believe that. And even if challenges come up, and I'm not trying to minimize what you're going through, because it's almost like I'm being told that some of the things you experience as challenges aren't even necessarily challenges. They're meant to stretch you and teach you so that you understand what it is that you're doing, right? But even when those challenges come up, it's really important that you exercise stillness so that you can learn from them instead of seeing it as evidence of you doing something wrong or failure. You're not new. You normally don't ask, well, hey, girl, hey, shit. I'm glad that we're meeting finally. I had no idea that you've been here this whole time. And yeah, so hey, I hope you ask more questions. And I hope that you chat us up a little bit more. Thank you for being here. I didn't realize that. Nice to meet you. Let's see. Is Jonte a man you should consider dating again? Okay. Sisters, angels, and master should Pradamsi consider dating Jonte again? Should she consider dating Jonte again? If so, why? If not, why not? And you just shared is deeply appreciated. I'm gonna try to do at least one more after this, and I'm gonna go ahead and get off for the night. I am going to say no, baby. I'm gonna say no. And the reason why I'm gonna say no is that because you really shouldn't be dating nobody from your past. I know that you want to. There's a lot of comfort there, but this attraction is based on nostalgia, right? And we know that nostalgia can either hurt or heal. And based off of these cards here, you need to use your nostalgia to heal. You have to be honest with yourself about the fact that you are dating or making a dating decision from an old version of yourself. So you really got to be careful, right? There's some inner child healing. There's something in the connection of him that is, give me the words. Yes, you have nostalgia and craving for the pleasures of who you were at that time, but you got to be careful because relationship with him can bring you back also to those deficits of who you were at that time. And the breakup happened for a reason, and you really got to be honest with yourself about that. We have the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands is exhaustion. It's exhaustion after battle. It's resiliency, yes, but it is 9 of Wands asks us to stop making the choice that leads us to having to constantly be a wounded warrior, right? So this 9 of Wands is coming up because it's asking you, like, are you going to do the work of protecting yourself? Or are you going to put yourself in the line of fire so that you can get the same wound over again in a different way, right? And then we have the 8 of Pentacles. Like, what have you learned? Can you really be with this person and show up as your new trained, disciplined self? Because here's the thing, you put the training into understanding yourself and moving differently because you knew you wanted to get different results. You wanted to have bounty, right? Which is literally what 8 of Pentacles is. It's refining and refinement and training within a skill set that allows you to have control over the bounty that you call into your life, over the salary that you make, over the money in the ways in which you are compensated for your services. If you have put all this work and training into moving a certain way, and then you go back into your past, you really can't get upset when the past when you get treated like the past because you went back to the past, right? So the short answer is, not only no, is this not somebody you should date again, but the decision or the choice to date them will put you at deficit. It will put you backwards on your training. So long and short of it is no. One last question. Oh, that resonates. I knew Spirit didn't want me to date anyone from the past. Thank you. He keeps asking to date again. I was trying to commit. No, don't do that. You're going backwards. I think I'm happy. Oh, KFS. We're gonna end with KFS. My beau passed unexpected. I am so sorry. I feel conflicted about grief because I wanted to leave him. Even joke about it last time I saw him. I feel terrible. Any message from Spirit? Okay, I got you. And I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sorry from your loss. Losses are tough. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 because Nicole asked a question, and Nicole, you know how I'm about you, so I'm gonna go ahead and stay and answer your question, okay? But let's see. Ancestors, what wisdom does KFS need about her grief right now? She's having difficulty because someone she knows that she wanted to separate from already passed unexpectedly, and this is bringing up a conflict within her. So ancestors, what wisdom does she need right now about her grief? What does she need to know? What do her spirits want her to know? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Continue to hit the scales, y'all. Do me the favor. I got to get through one more after this, so hit those scales. Let me know that you're with me. Let me know that you are present. Baby, this ain't got nothing to do with you. And just, I know that sounds fucked up, but it's really important that you understand that this has nothing to do with you, right? And here's the thing. Sometimes we can want, this is everything I'm about to say. Before I even say it, please remember that I practice Vodou. And yes, I was born and raised in California, but my people are from the bayous of Louisiana. And my understandings of life are very specific. And so I'm about to do that thing where I say some shit that sounds colder than it needs to, but this is literally what Spirit wants you to understand. This shit ain't got nothing to do with you. He died because he died. And that's literally what they want you to understand. They want you to understand he died because he died. And sometimes we can worry ourselves about protecting somebody's feelings from a thing or not doing a thing. But because the universe is the universe and God reigns supreme and what happens is going to need to happen, it's going to happen. So basically, you spent all this time worrying about the fact that you wanted to leave this motherfucker because he was getting on your nerves. And little did you know, you wasn't going to have to leave shit because the universe already had different plans, right? So the lesson that you need to take away from this is that do it scared. Do it scared. Even if you know that something makes you uncomfortable, do it scared. Because here's the thing, the grief and the guilt that you feel is not grief and guilt about the fact that he died. It's actually grief and guilt about the fact that you were showing up inauthentically. And that's why you really feel bad. Okay? And you got to really learn from that. Learn from that. Everybody say everything don't have a lesson to it. Yeah, if you're not about personal refinement, then no, nothing is related, right? But if you are about personal refinement, it's really important for you to take those moments that don't feel good to you. There's information there. And you are guilty because you know you should have left this man. And you didn't get the time or the opportunity to leave him in a way that was honorable. Because when I say honorable, I don't mean that as a judgment on you. You didn't get to leave him in a way that you feel good for because you dilly-dallied, you avoided. So this is coming up because in the future, do it scared. Even if you know it's something that makes you uncomfortable, do it scared, okay? This is foundational wisdom that you need as you move forward. This was not, in order for you to have the kind of peace in your life, this is something that you need to be better about. Doing the thing that you know that makes you uncomfortable, even if it makes you uncomfortable, right? Because here's the thing, you got a whole life after this situation. People fuck with you. You have a lot of influence in your life. I don't think you understand or know that. So it's not like if you would have left him and then he died after, he was still gonna die anyway. I hope, again, I know what I'm saying sounds really cold, but this is what Spirit wants you to understand. He's gone now, and you have a life after him. And the guilt you're feeling is not about guilt that he died. It's guilt about the fact that you didn't say what you know you needed to say and do what you needed to do. This is why life is not guaranteed. This is why we have to say the thing and do the thing even when we're scared, because we're not always going to have a time to do it the way we wanted to. You probably had a very specific understanding of how you wanted to break up with this nigga. And instead of you just doing it because you knew you needed to do it, you overthought it and now you feel guilty. Mourn him and don't connect the two, but learn the lesson about your behavior that you need from this. Does that make sense? Let me know if you understand what I'm saying. I hope I didn't offend you. I hope you can understand what it is that your spirits want you to understand about this situation. And know that I'm here if you want to talk about it further, okay? Now, Nicole, I'm going to take your question and I'm going to go and wipe my makeup off and rest for the rest of the night. But I want to make sure I got to you. Should we explore a new trucking opportunity, or are we looking at a same soup, different bowl situation? I got you. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, and with me, elevated ancestors. What wisdom does Nicole need about this trucking opportunity that is in front of her? Is this something that she should explore? Will it bear fruit? Will it bring her satisfaction? Will it bring her peace? Or would it be a same soup, different bowl situation? What wisdom does she need to know about this? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. See, I almost said same-ish, different toilet, but I'm going to start saying same soup, different bowl, because I like that, and I can use that in front of children. So that's what I'm going to start saying. Okay. Hello, Legacy Building Lady. Hello, Chantel. I don't know if you guys were already here, but I just want to say hi because I'm just noticing your names. I do like this deck a lot for Dasi. And here's the thing. I had to get over my initial judgments of it. But let's be real. When was the last time y'all seen me do I've done this whole segment with just this deck. That never happens. I usually always have to pull clarifiers. It don't do it, baby. It'll be a same soup, different bowl situation. Seven of Swords, deception. There's something about this situation where you are likely going to be manipulated and betrayed in a really particular way. So to save yourself from having the knives put in your back, to save yourself from somebody manipulating you, taking from you, just go ahead and avoid it. Six of Pentacles. There is some sort of there's money from institutions, something related to a business or an endeavor that you already have going on, and Spirit is saying that you should focus your intentions on that. So I don't know if you need to write some grants or anything of that nature, but pay attention to the fact that some sort of financial blessing is going to come to you from an institution soon. But don't go through, no, Tower, it'll be catastrophic. It'll bring a lot of chaos and a lot of frustration into your life that you don't need or you don't want. So no, don't go after it, Nicole. It's not wise. This is the Afro Anime deck. I like it. The artwork is beautiful. It's a good deck. The artwork is not, it's derivative of traditional Rider-Waite, but it's not like a direct comparable, if that makes sense. But it's very vivid, it's very good, it's very direct. I experienced this as being a very direct deck. So I love that. Card stock is janky as fuck, and that's annoying for me. But it is a good deck. It's a good deck in terms of the artwork. All right. I love y'all. I'm going to go clean this makeup off and reheat some soup and just spend the rest of the day really rejuvenating and taking care of myself. I hope that you all are doing the same. I hope you all are taking good care of yourselves. Again, we would love to see you back here on Tuesday at it's either 7:30 or 8 p.m. I don't remember, but we would love it if you could join us on Tuesday. We are going to be having a conversation about how to heal from maternal grief, how to identify and how to heal maternal grief, me and Hunti Ferdasi. So please join us for that. Again, in November, I will be going back to doing Tarot Tuesdays. Those will be a reading where I am, through sharing wisdom and education and lessons about different cards in the tarot, kind of giving a reading about what we can learn from those cards. So I will be going back to doing that starting in November. And in November, I will also go back. I needed a break. I needed a break from Diddy, Trey Songz, everybody being rapists. I needed a break. It was really starting to fuck with my spirit. And even though, unfortunately, I don't think that that is going to ease up any time soon in the zeitgeist. In fact, more people are being revealed as rapists, such as Kanye, it breaks my heart to know that he does that and behaves that way, because I used to be a really big fan. But Kanye's been giving off incel vibes for a long time. Like that whole funky black man who doesn't take care of their body and obsesses over white women. Like that's very much internet incel energy. I hate that that's what he's turned into, but can you be surprised that somebody who treats themselves that way shows up in the world as a date rapist? Can you really? No. But whatever, we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks once I'm back to doing happy hour. But again, I'm going to take the rest of this month to just focus on the weekly energy readings, and then we'll introduce those segments again in November. And thank you all for being patient with me through this transition to focusing only on my own channel. And yeah, it's been dope. I'm grateful. Numbers have decreased, and that's okay, but I'm grateful with the people who do show up. So y'all have a great night. Make sure you take good care of yourselves, and I will talk to you all later. All right, bye.